And
so,
it's a magic Monday.
It is
too.
a
Magic Johnson Monday after what he
Magic
said
Johnson,
this morning.
Magic City, they kind of go together.
Right,
so
right.
we'll do that all on as we let's kick some ass on this Monday. What
Let's
a
do
crazy
it.
Monday.
Well, sometimes a show will just write itself, won't it? There were times we were both writers. You
Yes.
still write. When a story just writes itself.
You don't have to do anything. That's what we used to call in the press box. Just write it. It's right there. You don't have to do anything. Don't overthink
get
it.
cute. Yep.
Don't get cute. Just write it.
Yeah, and today, that's what the case is with our show, as Magic Johnson went on ESPN's First Take with Stephen A. Smith,
That's
Molly
a good get for
Kiram,
him.
and Max Kellerman.
Right.
Great get. And just eviscerated Rob Pelinka,
Yep.
his former partner. Magic was the president. Rob Pelinka was the GM. And remember when Magic stepped down, what was it, a month and a half ago? He said that there had been some backstabbing and things like that going on within the organization. He didn't allude to who he was talking
doing
about.
it right.
You and I, Rob, we had both heard that, we had heard and also just putting two and two together that it was beef between he and Rob Pelinka. And Magic confirmed it today. Here's a little bit of it.
People around the Laker office was telling me Rob was saying things. And
Rob Pelinka.
And I didn't like those things being said behind my back, that I wasn't in the office enough and so on and on. So I started getting calls from my friends outside of basketball saying those things now were said to them outside of basketball. Now, not just in the Laker office anymore. Now it's in the media and so on.
And these are people you trust.
Exactly. And people got to remember something. Being in this business for over 40 years, I got allies, I got friends everywhere. What happened was I wasn't having fun coming to work anymore, especially when I got to work beside you, knowing that you want my position. And I'm okay with that, because this is what happened, Stephen A. I told him in year 2, I'm only going to be here 3 years. So my job is, Rob, to get you ready for this position.
Now, the interesting thing is this, and Rob Pelinka alluded to it today after the Lakers had a press conference to introduce Frank Vogel as their head coach. He said he just talked to Magic 2 days ago. Said that what he heard Magic say was saddening and disheartening. Those are his exact words. And he thinks it's a misperception on Magic's part. I've talked to some people about this too. They said Magic and Rob Pelinka are still in conversations. Brad Turner wrote a story in the LA Times today after Magic's comments, where Magic was quoted as saying he still talks to Rob and will continue to talk to Rob. But Magic put it all out there on the table on First Take. Rob Parker, what are your feelings about this?
I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty amazed. I've been in this business 33 years, Chris. I've seen a lot of stuff done. Magic can't talk from both sides of his mouth how much he loves the organization and how he wants to recruit to help them get another star for LeBron James when he did what he did today, which is essentially blow up the organization. That's what it was. It was pure betrayal, Chris Broussard. Magic betrayed the Lakers today to go out publicly. I'm not saying he can't get that same message out without going on television, naming Rob Pelinka by name. Here's the problem, Chris. Rob Pelinka already has a bad reputation in the league. But to put this out of Magic's mouth that he was backstabbing and doing this other stuff makes him almost irrelevant and hard to work and do anything for that organization. Whereas Magic said he has other people out there who are Magic Johnson people who will look at Rob Pelinka and be like, I'm not talking to that guy. I'm not dealing with that guy. It's a bad thing. Magic came off, sadly, as a scorned lover. It looked like an episode from Love and Hip Hop. That's what that was today. It was embarrassing. And I'm going to tell you this. If I'm Jeannie Buss, I would personally get a stepladder and a blanket, and I would go out in front of Staples Center and cover up Magic Johnson's statue. I would do that right now. I would cover up his statue.
What?
Wow. I'm telling you, and I'm going to tell you this.
Wait, hold on. Is that hyperbole or are you serious?
I'm dead serious, and Magic Johnson is persona non grata and Lakerland for right now. I'm not saying forever.
How long?
For right now, I don't know. For indefinitely.
You mean like James Harden was the best player in the world right now?
Right. Indefinitely.
The next 2 weeks?
Indefinitely until, like they can get back together and make up. But I've seen this before.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on. Let me give you my example, because it happened before. Reggie Jackson was like a team advisor and coach spring training with the Yankees. He had a job. He went out and did an article, and he ripped A-Rod and a couple other players, with the Yankees and the steroid stuff. And the Yankees said, dude, no. No more Yankee events. No more spring training. Nothing. Indefinitely. We don't want you around. Reggie Jackson, one of the greatest players who ever wore pinstripes. And they told him, don't come around. Now, they've made up, and time went by, and now Reggie's back in their good graces. But I'm telling you, Chris, what Magic did today was throw gasoline on the building and burn everybody inside of it. He should never have done that on television publicly. Whether you hate Rob Pelinka, whether it's all true, that's not how you handle it. I can't believe Magic. I can't think of another situation where somebody supposedly loves an organization and only wants to help it and want them to win, but does this to make this mess even worse and stop people from wanting to be involved with the Lakers. That's what he did.
Okay.
It was betrayal, Chris.
Okay. All right. Let me address what you just said. I know you're proud of yourself. Look at you.
What?
I wish the listeners could see.
What?
Number one.
I'm just telling it like it is.
I got 3 points to make. I do agree with you that Magic definitely hurt the Lakers. Whether he purposely went out there to harm them or he didn't think it out and just was reacting emotionally or whatever. But this will not help them in free agency.
Not at all.
So when you say you want to help recruit them, this was the opposite. Because players are sophisticated today. And they're looking at the structure of the organization, and they want to know how well it's run. That's one of the strengths of the Clippers when it comes to free agency. Brooklyn will have that as well. And when they look at the Lakers, they're going to say, man, if you could betray Magic Johnson, the face of the Lakers.
Thank you. How in the world can I go there?
With me? You could trade me in any moment. Okay,
and treat me like a rag doll.
Right. So I do agree with you there. However, and I want to make sure you're serious about the blanket.
I'm dead serious. I would take.
They're already run like a mom and pop store.
I would cover up that statue with a blanket over Magic Johnson.
On top of Magic Johnson's statue. You talk about looking Bush League.
And you know what I would do? It would be a wet blanket. That's what I would do. Put a wet blanket over him.
First of all, there is no way, because, Rob, that would backfire on you. Number one, it would look Bush League.
No.
It would look mom and pop. Number two, Magic Johnson is a legend, and players and others would look at it like, okay, maybe he misspoke. Maybe he was out of turn, but this is Magic Johnson, the greatest Laker of all time. You don't do that to him.
I would revoke his pass. I wouldn't let him come into the building. I would stop him.
Crazy.
I'm telling you. For right now, indefinitely, I would do a New York Yankees Reggie Jackson job.
30 minutes?
No, I don't mean 30 minutes.
I'm not with it.
Maybe next season. We don't want you around, Magic. Don't show up.
And
You're so busy doing everything else. Go ahead and run your coffee shops and bowling alleys and movie theaters. We don't want you here. Go hang out with the Dodgers.
Stop it right now. That is Magic Johnson. You do not do that. And don't act like the Lakers. Who are they to get on a high horse? Jeannie Buss, they still, to your point, they have not talked yet. We still have not heard from Jeannie Buss.
I agree that they haven't done the right thing.
They cut off today's press conference prematurely because they didn't want to address these things. So, no, the Lakers can't get on their high horse whether Magic was wrong or not. Third thing, as great as Reggie Jackson was, and he was great, He is not, and you know this.
Oh, what?
He is not Magic Johnson.
Oh, he's as big as Magic
Reggie
Johnson.
Jackson, no, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He is not.
Mr.
He is not one of
October.
the top 5. He is not one of the top 5 baseball players in history.
Yes, he is.
What?
As far as stature, not all just
There
by
is
stats.
no way.
Mr. October
Was
is
he
what
one
he's
of the
about.
best 5 baseball players in history?
How many guys
Are
do
you
you-
serious? You really gonna sit here and say that?
Yes, I'm talking
He's
about.
not even one of the best 5 Yankees in history.
I'm talking about when you talk about the flair he had, what he meant to
Oh, he was
fans.
great.
And nobody has that name. You know what October's about? October's about World Series, and no other player was named Mr. October
It's
but
a
Reggie
nickname,
Jackson.
man. Stop it.
No, but that nickname stuck because that's how big he was in October.
Look, I'm
Reggie
not
Jackson
trying
is
to
a great.
belittle Reggie Jackson.
Yes,
He's
you
No,
are.
I'm not. He's a Hall of Famer. He was great.
He had 3 home
But
runs
you
on
gonna
3
tell
pitches
me
in the
he
World
was Magic
Series.
Johnson? Stop it. There is no way he was Magic Johnson.
He was better in the big moments.
You killing your point.
No, go ahead.
No, he wasn't better in the big moment. So don't bring up Reggie Jackson and Magic Johnson. And
If the Yankees could ban Reggie Jackson, Magic can be banned.
If Magic came out and criticized LeBron James and the whole team and said they were cheating and so on and so forth, that might be one thing. He didn't go that far.
But he hurt
Reggie
the organization.
Jackson went that far with A-Rod and steroids and all that. That's different. So, no, you can't compare what Magic did. It definitely hurt the Lakers today. But you're tripping. Put a blanket over his statue?
A wet blanket.
If you said remove it and put it in the back for a few weeks, that would make more sense. I still wouldn't agree with that. But that would make more sense than going out there and throwing some cheap old blanket. They already look like the freaking CVS compared to, American Express or something, some giant corporation, now you want them to look even worse?
Our producer, Rob G, is one of the biggest Laker fans. Rob G agrees with me.
Do you agree with that,
He
Rob G?
agrees, Rob G.
Oh, yeah.
A blanket over Magic Johnson.
Yes.
Stop it.
yeah.
Would
Nobody
you say
is
that?
bigger than the brand.
Would you
Thank
say that?
you.
Hold on.
Nobody.
Let me test you. Would you say that about Kobe Bryant? Ever?
If Kobe did what Magic Johnson did today, hell yeah, I would.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. See?
I bet
Mom and Pop.
I bet you when we talk to people, they're going to be on my side on this
Well,
because
let's see.
what he
A
did was
blanket.
ridiculous. And I get it. Rob Pelinka shouldn't be there. When Magic tried to fire him and
Well,
Luke
he didn't
Walton,
try to fire him. He didn't say. He did
Well, he
say
didn't
that
say
he
it.
didn't try to fire him.
I don't believe that totally. Because otherwise it sounds like sour grapes that he couldn't get him fired, and that's why he's hitting on him. You know what I mean? Banging him over the head
Right.
today. I
All
believe he
right.
did.
Your turn to weigh in. My goodness. A blanket. A wet blanket at that.
A wet blanket.
877-99 on Fox.
You know what? I would pick up the phone and call Linus and ask him, can I borrow his
Now
blanket?
you're just getting even worse. Let me get you off the air before you really go down the foxhole or whatever I'm talking about. 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Do the Lakers need to make Magic Johnson disappear? Let's see what you say.
I'm saying, hey, take it even further and cover up that statue out in front of the Staples Center with a
Unbelievable.
blanket. That's
All
what he
right.
deserves after the betrayal.
Let's get to some rational human beings here. JC in Texas, you're on with the Odd Couple.
What's up, fellas?
What's
How you?
happening?
Man, Rob, you got my juices going, brother. How are we going to put a wet blanket on the man that brought the NBA to the hype that is right now?
Thank you.
Why don't you just get a sword and cut the head like the Game of Thrones and put it up right there in front of the Staples Center? Come on, man. Did you do it wrong?
JC, let me
What's
ask
up?
you this. You think what he did helped the organization today, or did it hurt the organization?
No, it did harm to the organization. But you know what? The championships of the Lakers speak for itself. And the greatest players
I'm not saying forever. I'm just saying indefinitely. Magic should be persona non grata. We don't want you around.
He hasn't done any more harm to the organization than Jeannie Buss and the Rambuses have done in the last month.
Yeah, but
or so.
Magic knows better. Those people don't know
What?
better.
She's the owner.
I don't care.
Come on.
Thanks, JC, for the call. What about Mike in Maine? You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What you got, Mike?
Hey, gentlemen, how you doing?
Good.
Great, man. How are you?
Very good. If I can, I started a new job in October. The only radio station I had were you guys. And I got to be honest, in the beginning, I was a little too much King George and Rob, a little too much negative Tom Brady.
Okay.
But I'm in a very rural spot. I'm really glad I stuck with you guys. You guys are absolutely fantastic. You're very entertaining. You're very informative. I now find myself looking forward to listening to your show every night.
Thank you.
Mike,
that means a lot.
That's really nice,
definitely
Mike. You just made
appreciate
our
that.
day today.
There you go.
All right,
So,
what you got?
Rob, I agree with you. Magic knows better. He's a professional. He's got multiple other businesses. I think he did this on purpose. You got to keep your mouth shut. We've all been in situations where you could throw the match down, but you got to be smart. You got to be a businessman and walk away. Keep your mouth shut.
Absolutely.
Okay,
and Mike, you could get that. You could get that story out without going on TV and saying Rob
Right.
Pelinka's name. That's
But
all
what
I'm
about
saying.
the blanket over the statue? Is that going a little too far, Mike?
Well, as a Celtics fan, I would have took it back to it.
You like, all right, thanks,
All right,
Mike.
Mike.
Well
Take care,
played.
gentlemen.
Very nice.
Let's go to Lavelle in North Carolina. Lavelle, you're on with the Odd Couple.
What's going on, fellas? How
What's
you doing
happening?
tonight?
What up?
Oh man, Rob, what? You want to put a blanket over his jersey in the Raptors too?
Right.
Why don't we
Take
do
it
that?
down for,
Why don't we do that too?
for right now. For right now.
Rob, you trip. What now? I do agree. What he did not help the organization, but they've been mediocrity for the past 6 years. So how much of a come up were they really on? If anybody should be banned, it should be Rob, because now they officially. What Magic did was confirm what everyone was telling him. Like he said in the movie, he said people were already telling him that watch out for Rob, watch out for him. And he got his confirmation. And what he said today just confirmed what everyone was telling him.
That's fine, but Lavelle, if you're a Laker fan, they already have a mess in the front office. Now Magic has made people even more. If Rob Pelinka's a GM, I'm not coming to L.A. Look at what Rob did to Magic. Why would I put myself in that spot?
In the first place.
Well, but now they really aren't. Now they really aren't.
There was already a mess in the first place, Rob. It was already a mess. Like how bad could it really?
It's a hot mess now. All right.
It was a.
Appreciate the call.
Let's go to Ahmad in Los Angeles. Ahmad, you're on with Chris and Rob.
I love you guys. And Magic did the right thing. He stood up like a man, took ownership for his mistakes. He gave constructive criticism, and he did it all in love and said he will still support. That's what a man should do.
No,
Make a claim and stay behind it.
But you can't say you love the organization and throw a blowtorch on it, because what he did does not help the organization. It's Ahmad, I hear what you're saying about being a man in certain situations, but he did not help the Lakers today. He hurt them.
I think both of y'all are right. Like, on the one level, you can say Magic went out there, enough of the anonymous quotes, enough of the mystery, enough of people guessing what really I was talking about. This is what I was talking about. But you are right, Rob. It didn't help. He could be right, but it didn't help the organization. But how many were they going to get anyway as far as free agents? We'll see how it works out. Let's go to Mike in California. Mike, you're on with the Odd Couple.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Yep.
Real quick, can you put a sock in Rob's mouth and put a blanket over him so he can stop talking? Because the only thing odd about your couple is his cakes, all right? Magic Johnson made the NBA with Larry Bird back in the day. Look, I'm a Celtics fan. I do not like the Lakers at all. But he is the epitome of what the Lakers were. They haven't won an NBA championship in how long, guys? Come on, give me a break, all right? And he spoke the truth.
Yeah, but you notice,
Mike Buss is married to Phil Jackson or dated him for, 20 years? The greatest coach of all time? Don't even go there with me that she doesn't know what she's doing.
But, Mike, you got to admit, Magic did not help the organization today. Can you at least admit that?
Look, I'll admit he did not help the organization today, but they haven't helped themselves in, 8 years since they won their last championship? So you can't even give that. And real quick about Reggie Jackson, okay, there's somebody way better than him. Senor October, David Ortiz.
No!
He did way
Stop
more
it.
in October than your boy Reggie.
Stop it.
There you go, guys. Have a good one.
All right,
I'll talk to you later.
appreciate it.